Nobody understood the old alien diplomat until a human spoke her language and shocked everyone. The old alien spoke and the chamber recoiled. Not from volume, not from rage, from wrongness. Her voice emerged in layered clicks, tonal echoes, and subsonic pulses that made translation matrices stutter and fail. Holographic glyphs shattered mid-air. Interpreters clutched their heads. The Galactic Council chamber, seat of 1,000 species, fell into uneasy silence. Meaning indeterminate, the AI finally announced. Syntax collapse. Language obsolete. Laughter followed, nervous, dismissive. She's senile, muttered a delegate. A relic, another scoffed. From before the unification. The old diplomat, Ambassador Tehelara of the Nim, stood alone at the center of the floor, leaning on a crystalline staff. Her eyes, clouded with age, scanned the room. They did not look confused. They looked disappointed, because she knew something. And no one was listening. The council was voting on sanctions, then war. A border dispute with the outer marches, fleet mobilizations, planetary bombardment contingencies. Tehelara raised her staff once more and spoke again, urgently this time. The translators screamed and shut down. "Order!" barked the High Moderator. "Remove the diplomat if she cannot communicate coherently." Guards advanced. Then a human cleared his throat. "Please," he said quietly, "don't." All eyes turned. He was seated in the back, where humans always sat. Not because they were unimportant, but because they preferred to observe before acting. His uniform bore no rank insignia beyond a simple patch. Linguist. Terran Union. His name was Elias Cade, and he was smiling. "I understand her," he said. Silence fell like a blade. "You?" the moderator scoffed. "Our systems cannot—" Elias stood and spoke. Not Galactic Common, but her language. The chamber vibrated as layered tones emerged from human vocal cords. Clicks, harmonics, pressure shifts that should not have been physically possible. He modulated breath, posture, even heartbeat rhythm, shaping meaning through biology and intent. Tehelara froze. Then her eyes widened. She answered. The two spoke back and forth, ancient syllables flowing like music older than empires. The council watched in stunned horror. "That language predates the compact," whispered an archivist. "It was declared extinct. It was never digitized." Elias finished and turned back to the chamber. "She says," he began calmly, "that if you send fleets into the outer marches, you will awaken something buried beneath the nebula." A pause.
"Something that already wiped out 3 civilizations."
The laughter did not return. The moderator stiffened. "That is speculation." Elias shook his head. "No, it's a warning, recorded in oral histories, passed mouth to mouth because written records didn't survive." "Why didn't you share this earlier?" demanded a warlord delegate. Tehelara answered before Elias could. Her voice now translated through him. "Because," Elias said softly, "you stopped listening to the old languages. You decided history was obsolete." The room erupted. Arguments, protests, demands for proof. Elias raised a hand. "You want proof?" he said. "Fine." He activated a Terran archive, sealed, black-level clearance. Star maps appeared, ruins, scans of dead worlds stripped to bedrock. "We found them," Elias continued. "Long before we joined the council. We didn't wake them, because we listened to the stories." A chill swept the chamber. "Humans don't just translate languages," he went on. "We preserve them. We obsess over them. Because on our world, forgetting stories gets you killed." The war vote was suspended. Fleets stood down. And for the first time in centuries, the council asked a human how they knew so much. Elias glanced at Tehelara, now smiling faintly. "Because," he said, "humans come from a death world where survival depended on remembering which stories were warnings and which were lies." The meeting ended quietly, but the shockwaves did not. In the days that followed, alien intelligence agencies scrambled to reassess humanity. Not their fleets, not their weapons. Their memory. Because humans had done something terrifying. They had listened to the past, when everyone else erased it. And across the galaxy, a new fear took root. If humanity could speak the languages of the dead, if they could remember what annihilated ancient empires, Then perhaps the most dangerous thing about humans was not how well they fought, but how much they already knew about how wars end.